Welcome to Falcon Excel Academy. I am Keval Vijay and today I am going to teach you lecture number 27 of MS Excel 2021. Today we will talk about 10 advanced Excel functions. Earlier, I have already uploaded 2 videos on formulas in which I have taught the basics and the formulas we usually have, and now I am going to teach you some of the advanced functions. If you haven't watched the previous video, I have added its link in the description, and you will also find the link above on the I button. So, as always, before starting the lecture, I would like to say that if you are able to learn something new from today's video, then please make sure to like and share this video because your one like can help this video reach many more people. So let's start today's lecture. The very first function we will study is about VLOOKUP, that is how we can use the VLOOKUP function. When you click on VLOOKUP, I have already created a sheet here. Now after that, what I want is that I have some data here which contains records of some students, and we want to search the data of any one student here by name or by roll number. What VLOOKUP does is that if you have a database and you want to search for data by any roll number or by name within that database, you can do that using VLOOKUP. So first, let's talk about simple VLOOKUP. Here, I am typing the roll number. For example, suppose I have some students' data here, and here I type roll number 1. I want to search for the data of roll number 1 here, so we will type the formula here. Right equals to, then after that you have to type VLOOKUP here. As soon as you type VLOOKUP, you will see VLOOKUP appear below in blue color. You can also add brackets by holding shift, or if you don't want to add brackets, just use tab and the formula will be added here. After that, you have to enter the lookup value. Which value is the lookup value? It is this one, meaning whichever roll number we type in this cell, that is the data that should be searched. So here we click, and from the keyboard, we have to press F4. As soon as we press F4, this cell will be locked, meaning only the data written in this cell will be searched, and data written anywhere else will not be searched. Type a comma, and after that, you have to give the table array. Here, you need to select the entire table in which your data is written. From the keyboard, press F4 so that this entire selection is also locked. Then type a comma, and after that, you have to specify the column number. The column number should be from the selection among the columns we have here. For example, here the roll number column is column 1, the name column is column 2, and this is column 3. The rest of the columns will be numbered accordingly. Here, column 1 is already selected, in which we have given the lookup value for roll number. After that, the name column is column number 2. Type a comma, then you have to type 0 for an exact match and close the bracket. As soon as we press enter, you can see the result appears in front of you. Now after this, if we change the roll number here, for example, I typed 5, Mohan appears in front of 5. In this way, if we type roll number 2, Dalip appears in front of it. If we type roll number 6, Rajat appears in front of it. Now after this, we want the rest of the subjects or any other data to also be displayed here. So as we click on this formula in this cell and drag it, so if we want all the subject names and totals to be shown one by one in all the cells, then we need to specify which column to display. Because when we gave the column number here, it was column number 2. So in all of them, the data from column number 2 is being shown. So we will have to change the column number for each one. To change the column number, double click here and then type here. Here, enter column number 3, then press F2. Select it here and set it to column number 4. Then press F2 again and here set it to column number 5. Press F2 or set it to column number 6. Then press F2, set it to column number 7. After that, press F2 and here set it to column number 8. Instead of this, let's set it to column number 8 from here and then press F2. Here, set it to column number 9, then press F2 and set it to column number 10. Now see, the records are being shown here. If you type any roll number, for example, if I type 1, the record for 1 will appear. If I type 3, the record for 3 will appear. If I type 8, the record for 8 will appear. In this way, by using the VLOOKUP function here, you can make your work even easier. So that was simple VLOOKUP. Now next we will learn about the VLOOKUP plus columns function. For this, what we do is go to sheet number 2, and after that, I have written this data here. Now what I want is that as soon as I type the roll number, the data should automatically show up here, and you shouldn't have to specify the column number for each column. For this, we will use a function, VLOOKUP plus columns. How do you use VLOOKUP with the columns function? You click here, for example, I typed roll number 1, then after that we will write equals to, and you have to type VLOOKUP. After that, you have to click on the cell where your roll number is written. Press A4, type comma, then you have to give it the range, complete this, then after that you have to press comma here. Now here you have to use the columns function. So here I will type columns. So you will write columns, columns, columns like this, tap it, and after that you will have the data for roll number 1. We will click on name and math here, or on their headers that we have here, that is name and math, meaning F2 and G2. Then you have to lock F2 here so that the data starts searching from F2 itself, and after that you have to click at the end. After clicking, you have to close the bracket. You do not have to lock G2, you have to lock A2 from where you want to search the data, then type comma and type 0, then close the bracket and press enter. See, our data is now showing here. Now, as we drag this to the other cells, see, the data has been added. You won't need to specify the column number for each column. Here, if we type roll number 3, you will see the data for 3 will appear here. If we type 8, the data for 8 will come here. If we type 7, the data for 7 will appear here. So, by using VLOOKUP plus columns, you can make your work even easier. And the next function we will learn about is HLOOKUP, how you can use the HLOOKUP function. Just like you search for vertical data using VLOOKUP, in the same way with HLOOKUP, you search for data horizontally. For example, here I have made it search for English data. How many English entries do we have? So what did the formula do? First, it searched the data horizontally to find where English is. So as you can see, English is written here. After that, we provided the row number, meaning in which row this data is written. Here I entered row number 5, so when I go to row 5, the data is found here. Now, how do you use this formula? Here we type, first press equals to, then write, and you have to type H. As soon as you type, you'll see the formula appear below. When you use the tab key, the formula will be added here. After that, you need to click on the cell where you have typed the heading, that is this cell. Then type a comma. After typing the comma, you need to give the range. Select the entire table where your data is added. Then type another comma, and after that, you have to give the row number. In VLOOKUP, we give the column number, but in VLOOKUP, you have to give the row number here. Now here, we want to search for that data, then type a comma, type 0, and close the bracket. As soon as we press enter, you can see here that the marks for English are coming up as 86. So, you see here is English, and after that, this is our row number A, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A and A's. See here, the address we provided here, its row number is 8, so in that, the total marks showing here are 86. Now after that, as we click here, I want to find out the marks for math. See, the marks for math will be displayed here. If you type physics, then the marks for physics will be shown. If we type computer, then the marks for computer will be displayed here. Secondly, by using VLOOKUP, you can also search for any result data, and next, we will talk about the XLOOKUP function. XLOOKUP is a very powerful function because with just one formula, you can display all the data. Now, let's move towards XLOOKUP. I have already written the data here in advance, so what we'll do is click here, and after clicking, we type roll number 1. Now what I want is that when I apply just one formula, I shouldn't even need to drag it. As you saw, in simple VLOOKUP, we click, then drag it, then change the column number. And after that, when we used VLOOKUP plus column, you didn't need to change the column number, but you still had to drag it. But what OneCup will do is that you won't even need to drag it. You just need to add the formula in one cell, and for all the other columns ahead, it will automatically add the data itself. So now we are going to learn how to use this function. We write this as equals to. First, we will type XLOOKUP. After typing XLOOKUP, you should use the tab key so that the function gets added here. Then, you need to click on the data you want to look up, that is roll number 1. After that, we will type a comma. After typing the comma, you need to select the entire column where the roll number is coming, which is column E. So you should click on E so that the entire column gets selected. Then you need to put a comma again. After that, you need to select the entire table. For example, the data we have goes from here to total. You need to select all the data here and then type a comma again. After typing the comma, type 0 here, close the bracket and press enter. As you can see, as soon as we pressed enter, all the data has automatically been added here in front of you. Now, if we type any roll number here, for example, if I type 8, you can see that Rohan's data is now showing here. If I type 4, Rashi's data is displayed. If I type 2, Dalip's data will appear. So, in this way, by using one, you can easily extract any data from the database. Next, we will learn about the filter function, how to use the filter function. For example, as you can see, I have created a database here. Now, whatever I type here, for instance, if I type noon, then the data for noon is displayed here. If I type evening, the data for evening is shown here. Your spelling must be correct, otherwise the formula will not work. Similarly, if I type morning and press enter, the data for morning is displayed here. So this is how this function works. Now I am going to teach you about this. To begin using the filter function, first you will need to create a comprehensive database exactly like this one. Start by writing out a clear table and then carefully enter all of your specific data into it however you wish. And after you have finished that step, we can simply click right here. Suppose we want to check the records of students from the morning, evening, or noon batches, filter them, and display them separately. So what do we need to do for that? First of all, we will write equal to here, and after that, we will use the filter function. See, as soon as I type filter, it appears in the list below, and by using the tab key, this function will be added here. Then after that, you need to completely select your data like this, and then type a comma here. After typing the comma, specify which data you want to filter. First, you need to select that column like this, just as we have this data here. Then type a comma here, and after that, you need to use is equal to here so that it becomes equal to the value you want to filter by. After that, close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, you will see it applied here. Sorry, you shouldn't enter a comma here. Delete the comma from this. Here, you need to set equal to G3. Whatever is in G3, like the group, as soon as you press enter, the data will be displayed here for us, and after that, if we type noon here, you'll see the data for noon will be shown. Similarly, if we type morning here, the data for morning will be displayed. If we type evening here, you can see that the data for evening is being displayed. So by using the filter function, you can easily extract any data from the database. Now, the next function we are going to learn about is DataDiff. In function number 6, we will talk about how if you want to find the difference between two dates. That is, suppose you take any date here and want to find out the difference between that and the current date. For that, you use the DataDiff function. For example, suppose I have typed the date of birth here, just a sample date of birth has been entered here. Now I want to know the total number of years gap between today's date and this date. So for that, we have to use the DataDiff function. We click here, and after clicking, we write an equal sign, then type DataDiff, open the bracket, then click on your DOB, that is your date of birth, and after that, type a comma here. After typing the comma, you have to type today, open the bracket, and then close the bracket. Your computer's date should be correct because the years will be shown here according to the date set on your computer. Here, type comma, then type year, open the bracket, type today, comma, close the bracket, and as soon as you press enter, it will show the gap in years. Like here, there is a 32-year gap between this date and today's date. Now, after that, if you want to find out how many months are in these 32 years or what the gap is in years and months, you will type the formula again. Then you need to type DataDiff, open the bracket, then type DOB, comma, today, close the bracket, comma, comma, then type YM, which means years and months, and press enter. Now we have the difference 32 years and 8 months. So it's 32 years, 8 months, and how many days? So here you will type equals and then type DataDiff, open the bracket, then click on DOB, comma. After that, type today, open and close the bracket, comma, then type MD, which means month of days. As soon as you press enter, the total calculation will appear, showing that between the current date and this date, there is a difference of 32 years, 8 months, and 23 days. In this way, we can calculate anyone's date of birth. If you want to find out how many years, how many months, and how many days someone has completed, then for that, let's suppose I typed March 9th, 1999 as an example. Once I typed it in, it showed 22 years, 11 months, and 19 days. So first you have to type the month, then after that you have to type the date, and then you have to type this. By using the DataDiff function, you can find out the difference between dates. In the next function, we will talk about the index and match functions. This is also a function similar to VLOOKUP, which can very easily extract data from a dataset or help you find data. For example, here I have some data written, and I want to find out, say, for Bhavish, what his course is and then what group he belongs to. You can easily find this out. For instance, I typed here, I created a list here, and when I click on Anil, Anil's record will appear. Which course is Anil enrolled in, and after that, which group does he belong to? Which course is Jahar enrolled in, and which group does he belong to? Which course is Tay enrolled in, and which group does he belong to? So we can do this very easily. To use this function, you need to write the data from here, and then what will we do next? Here we need to create a list. So how do you create a list? First, you need to go to data, click on data, then go to data validation. We will click on data validation, go to settings, select any value, and then click on list. Then, in short, you will click and select the data for which you want to create a list. As soon as you click OK, the list will be created here for us. Now, suppose I want to find Rohan's record here. So what did I do? First, I deleted this data from here, and now I have this record here. After that, we need to type the formula here, equals, and then you write index. As soon as we type index, it will show up in your list. Use the tab key and your formula will be added. After that, you need to select the complete data like this and then type comma. After typing the comma, you need to use the function match for the 7th index and then use the tab key again. Then open the bracket. Who do you want to match? Here, we want to match this name, and then after that you need to type a comma. After the comma, from which range do you want to match? Since these are names, you need to select the names first. Then type a comma here. After typing the comma, you need to type 0 here for an exact match. And after that, you need to close it. Type a comma, then enter your column number. Which column number do we have? For example, roll number 1, look, this is what we have here. Inside the table, this roll number column is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Since we want to display the course here, we will type 3, close the bracket, and as soon as we press enter, see the course for Rohan that we have is Office Management. Now, for example, if we click here on Zahar, then Zahar's course is being shown here. If we click on Majid, then Majid's course is being shown. Similarly, if we click on Bhavesh, then Bhavesh's course is being shown here. In this way, if you want to find out the group, then for that you have to type equal to. Again, we will type and use the index tab. Then after that, you have to provide the complete range here. After that, type a comma and then type SE. Then you have to use the match tab. And what do you want to match? You want to match its group. Type comma, then here we have to select the name. This name, in this name, we want to search for it. After that, type a comma, then 0 for exact match, close the bracket, type a comma, and after that, we have to enter the column number here. So, which column number is for the group? This is column 1, this is 2, this is 3, and which one is this? This is 4. Here, we will type 4, close the bracket, and press enter. See, Bhavesh is an evening student. When we click here, after clicking, I clicked on Zahar. So Zahar's course is graphics, and this is a noon student here. And in the same way, we type here Ali. So Ali's record is also showing up here for us. In this way, you can use this function. After that, the next function we are going to study here is this function and how you are supposed to use this function. In formula number 8, we are talking about this statement. If you want to display a result, but you do not know the result and you want to show it, then you can use this function here. For this, first we will type is equal to, and then we start with a bracket. Now we say that here we have the obtained number, the 10 box. If here that is the value written in M3, if it becomes greater than or equal to 300, then comma, invite, comma. So what should the computer do? Pass it, comma, invite, comma, close, and comma, close. Otherwise, what do we do? Type fail here, so we type fail, comma, invite, comma, close in brackets, and as soon as we press enter, see, the result is showing here as pass because the obtained marks we had were more than 300. So once again, we use this formula. In this, you have to write equals to, then after that type here, start the bracket, first the obtained marks, and if they become greater than or equal to. After that, if it's 300, then comma, in quotes, pass it, in quotes, close, and comma, close. Otherwise, in quotes, fail it, in quotes, close, bracket, close. As soon as you press enter, what will show here is, for example, if the marks are less than 300, say you type 299, then it shows fail here. That means the formula is working properly. So in this way, by using the if statement here, you can display the result. After this, the next function we are going to study is, in formula number 9, we will talk about the round function. As you can see here, we have total marks and then the percentage. If we want to bring the percentage into round figures, we can use this function for that. So how do we use it? We click here, and after clicking, we write equals to and then type round. We use the tab key, and then you have to click on the cell where the value is coming in points. For example, here in cell I3, the value written is 91.25. After that, you type a comma, and then you specify how many figures you want to round to after the decimal point. For example, after 98 point something, how many figures should the value have? So here we enter 0 and close the bracket, and as soon as we press enter, you can see that 98% appears here. And when we drag it down, you'll see that all the values we had have now come into round figures. If you want the value to appear with 2 figures or 1 figure after the decimal point, then here we type equals to and then type round, use the tab key, click on the percentage, type a comma, and here we type 1, close the bracket, and as soon as we press enter, you'll see that now it shows 98.1. When we drag it down, all the values will show only one digit after the decimal point. If you enter 0, it will round to a whole number, and if you enter 1, it will show one digit after the decimal point. So this was formula number 9. Now the last function we are going to learn is the transpose function. In formula number 10, we will talk about transpose. All the data you have written here is in columns, but if you want to write it in rows, what will you do? You will use the transpose function. Click here, write equals to, and here I am typing. Use the transpose tab, and then here we need to provide the table array. For example, if we have this table, we want to transpose it. We want to do this. We want the heading we have here, like total percentage, or the round value that is written in a vertical shape in the column, to be written in a horizontal shape. You will close this bracket, and as you can see, it is showing up like this. Now the total marks, percentage, and round values that we have are now being displayed in rows like this. So this was my lecture for today, in which I taught you about 10 advanced Excel functions. I hope you learned a lot of new things in today's lecture. If you liked the video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. See you in the next lecture. Until then, goodbye.